We're explaining the ORA-01403 No Data Found error in PL School cursor loops. This error pops up when you try to fetch data from a cursor that's empty, meaning your query didn't return any rows. Let's look at how to avoid and fix it. 1. Understanding the problem, the ORA-01403 error usually happens inside a loop that iterates through a cursor. Your code attempts to access data from the cursor using fetch, but there's nothing to fetch because the select statement defining the cursor didn't find any matching records. This commonly occurs when your where clause in the cursor's select statement is too restrictive, resulting in 0 rows being selected. 2. Example scenario. Imagine you have a procedure that retrieves an employee's salary based on their employee ID. If you pass an employee ID that doesn't exist in the database, the cursor will be empty, and attempting to fetch data will trigger the ORA-01403 error. 3. How to prevent ORA-01403. The best way to handle this is to check if data exists before attempting to fetch it. We can do this using the %NotFound attribute of the cursor. This attribute is a Boolean that's set to true after a fetch operation if no data was found and false otherwise. 4. Using %NotFound. Instead of directly fetching data, we first check if data exists using %NotFound. If it's true, we know the cursor is empty and can handle it gracefully, perhaps by displaying a message to the user or performing alternative actions. If it's false, we can safely fetch and process the data. 5. Example code. Here's an example of how to use %NotFound to prevent the ORA-01403 error. School declare cursor. MP_cursor is select salary from employees where employee_ID = 123. V_salary employees.salary %type. Begin open EMP_cursor. Fetch MP_cursor into V_salary. If MP_cursor %not found, then DBM's output putline employee not found. Else DBMS output putline salary vertical bar V_salary end if close EMP_cursor end. 6. Alternative, using exception handling. You can also handle the error using an exception block. This method catches the ORA-01403 error and allows you to take specific actions when it occurs. While this works, proactively checking with %NotFound is generally preferred because it's cleaner and more efficient than relying on exceptions. 7. Debugging tips. If you encounter the ORA-01403, start by examining your SQL query within the cursor definition. Ensure your where clause is correctly filtering the data and that the conditions are likely to return rows. Check for typos in column names and table names. Use a simple select statement outside of your PL SQL block to verify your query returns data with the values you expect. If the query still returns no data, review your data model to ensure the data you're trying to access exists. Remember, preventing this error through careful checking with %NotFound is the best practice. Using exception handling should be a secondary approach, typically for unexpected errors.